In the vibrant town of Nakuru, Kenya, nestled between rolling hills and bustling markets, lived a young girl named Zaii. Her childhood was one of joy and warmth, filled with the laughter of her parents, Daniel and Naomi. Daniel, a civil engineer, and Naomi, a dedicated teacher and devout Christian, raised Zaii and her younger brother, Keto, in a home steeped in love and faith. But when Zaii turned 12, cracks began to form in her family's foundation. The disagreements between her parents grew more frequent and intense, eventually leading to their separation. Daniel moved out, leaving Naomi to shoulder the responsibilities of raising 2 children alone. Despite the turmoil, Naomi's faith in God only deepened, and she worked tirelessly to provide for her family, taking on extra tutoring jobs and remaining active in their local church community. As Zaii entered her final year of high school, her focus shifted towards her studies and dreams of attending a prestigious university. It was during this pivotal time that Naomi approached her with an unusual proposition. "Zaii, I've met someone special," Naomi said one evening with a gleam in her eye. "Her name is Malia, and she's a prophet. She's agreed to pray for you, to help you pass your exams and fulfill your dreams." Zaii raised an eyebrow skeptically. "A prophet? What does she know about my exams?" Naomi laughed softly, brushing aside Zai's doubts. "She has a gift, Zaii. She's helped many people. You see." Reluctantly, Zaii agreed to meet this Prophet Malia. The following day, they made their way to Malia's modest home on the outskirts of town. Zai's first impression of Malia was unsettling. She was a woman in her 40s, with sharp eyes that seemed to pierce through any facade. Despite Zai's reservations, Malia welcomed them warmly, speaking in a soft voice that carried an air of authority. "Malia has been expecting you," Naomi whispered to Zaii as they entered the neatly arranged living room adorned with religious artifacts and incense. Malia's demeanor was pleasant enough, and she engaged Zaii in conversation about her aspirations and studies. However, as they were about to leave, Malia insisted on giving Zaii a gift, a bottle of scented oil. "I have this special oil, blessed by the Holy Spirit," Malia said with a serene smile, holding out the bottle towards Zaii. Zaii hesitated, unsure how to respond. "Thank you, but I really have enough oil at home," she replied politely, hoping to decline without offending. Malia's smile faltered for a moment, but she quickly recovered. "Of course, my dear. It's always good to have an extra blessing," she said, her eyes glinting with an intensity that sent a chill down Zai's spine. On the way home, Zaii voiced her concerns to Naomi. "Mom, there's something off about her. Why does she think she can bless my exams with oil?" Naomi chuckled softly, brushing off Zai's unease. "She's just trying to help, Zaii. Malia is a woman of God, and we should respect that." Despite her misgivings, Zaii accompanied her mother to Malia's home several more times over the following weeks. Each visit seemed to deepen Naomi's admiration for Malia, while Zai's suspicions only grew. During one of these visits, Zaii met Malia's son, David. He was a young man in his 20s, quiet and reserved, with a gentle smile that immediately put Zaii at ease. However, she couldn't help but notice the strained relationship between David and his mother. While Malia doted on her son in front of guests, behind closed doors, Zaii overheard hushed arguments and accusations.
"She thinks I'm involved in witchcraft,"
David confessed to Zaii one evening during a rare moment alone.
"She's convinced that I'm the reason for her troubles."
Zaii was taken aback. "That's absurd. Why would she think that?" David shrugged helplessly.
"She sees signs and symbols everywhere, the things that no one else can see. I've tried to reason with her, but she won't listen."
Zaii mulled over David's words, troubled by the implications. If Malia could be so wrong about her own son, what else might she be mistaken about? As weeks turned into months, Zai's concerns deepened. Malia continued to make grandiose claims, boasting of her connections and spiritual insights. She claimed to have a direct line to powerful government officials, promising that they would attend her church services and bring prosperity to her followers. Naomi, eager for any sign of divine favor, eagerly embraced Malia's promises. She started attending Malia's church services regularly, fervently praying for her family's well-being and future success. However, Zaii noticed a troubling pattern. Despite Malia's claims of divine intervention, the promised government officials never materialized. Each Sunday, the congregation would wait with bated breath, only to leave disappointed and disillusioned. Malia would make excuses, claiming last-minute changes or unexpected delays, but Zaii sensed a growing unease among the church members. Meanwhile, Naomi's friendship with Malia grew stronger. They spent long hours together, discussing matters of faith and family. Naomi introduced Malia to her close friend Evelyn, hoping to share the spiritual guidance and comfort she found in Malia's presence. But as Naomi spent more time with Malia, she began to notice unsettling things. Malia never seemed to contribute financially during their outings, always expecting Naomi to foot the bill. At first, Naomi brushed it off as oversight or cultural differences, but as the pattern continued, she couldn't ignore the growing discomfort in her heart. Zaii, now focused on her studies and impending exams, remained unaware of the growing tension between Malia and her mother. It was Keto who noticed the changes first, recounting stories of whispered gossip and pointed stares directed at Naomi whenever she entered the local market.
"Mom, people are talking,"
Keto confessed one evening, his eyes filled with concern.
"They say Malia's been spreading rumors about you."
Naomi's heart sank. What kind of rumors? Keto hesitated, his voice barely above a whisper.
"They say you're a witch, that you have secrets and dark powers."
Naomi felt a wave of disbelief and anger wash over her. How could Malia betray her trust so carelessly? She had welcomed Malia into their lives, embraced her teachings, and now she was being slandered and ostracized by the very community she had sought to serve. Naomi confronted Malia one fateful evening after a particularly tense church service. "Malia, why are you spreading lies about me?" she demanded, her voice trembling with suppressed fury. Malia's response was cold and calculated. I speak only what God reveals to me, she replied, her eyes glinting with an unsettling mix of defiance and righteousness. "Perhaps it is you who needs to repent." The confrontation sent shockwaves through the congregation. Whispers turned into accusations, and soon Naomi found herself branded as a pariah. People she had known for years turned their backs on her, crossing the street to avoid her gaze. At home, Naomi received hate mail and anonymous threats. Someone threw stones at their house one night, shattering the fragile peace of their once happy home. Keto, now a young man with dreams of his own, tried to shield his mother from the worst of the abuse, but there was only so much he could do. Zaii, consumed with her studies and the pressure of impending exams, remained blissfully unaware of the turmoil brewing at home. It wasn't until she returned for a school holiday that she realized the full extent of the damage. "Mom, what's happening?" Zaii cried out, her heart breaking as Naomi recounted the months of torment and humiliation she had endured. "They are lies, Zaii," Naomi whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I've done nothing wrong, but they won't listen." Zaii's anger burned hot and fierce. How could Malia do this to them? How could she tear apart their family and tarnish her mother's reputation? Determined to uncover the truth, Zaii sought out David, hoping he could shed light on Malia's motives. David, weary and disillusioned, shared his own painful experiences of growing up under Malia's influence. He spoke of her paranoia and obsession with power, of her uncanny ability to twist truths and manipulate those around her.
Malia sees enemies everywhere.
David confessed, his voice heavy with resignation.
She thrives on fear and control. I tried to warn my mother, but she wouldn't listen.
Zaii's resolve hardened. She knew what she had to do. Armed with David's testimony and a newfound determination, Zaii confronted Malia during a tense church service. The congregation watched in stunned silence as Zaii accused Malia of deceit and manipulation, of using God's name to justify her own ambitions. "Malia, you've hurt my family," Zaii declared, her voice steady despite the storm raging within her. "You've spread lies and caused pain. You're no prophet. You're a fraud." Malia's reaction was swift and vicious. "How dare you?" she spat, her eyes blazing with fury. "You know nothing of God's will. You're just a child, blind to the truth." But Zaii stood her ground, fueled by righteous anger and a desire for justice. She exposed Malia's lies and false promises, urging the congregation to see through the facade of piety and recognize the damage Malia had wrought upon their community. As Zaii's impassioned words echoed through the church, some in the congregation shifted uncomfortably, torn between loyalty to Malia and the undeniable truth in Zaii's accusations. Naomi stood by her daughter's side, her heart torn between relief that someone had finally spoken out and fear of the consequences. Malia, sensing her grip on the congregation slipping, lashed out with desperate accusations. She painted Zaii and Naomi as enemies of God, agents of darkness trying to undermine her divine mission. But her words lacked the conviction they once held. The congregation, no longer willing to turn a blind eye, began to murmur amongst themselves. One by one, people came forward, sharing their own unsettling experiences with Malia. Stories of broken promises, financial exploitation, and emotional manipulation poured forth, painting a damning picture of the woman they had once revered as a prophet. Naomi, her heart heavy with sorrow and betrayal, found herself surrounded by friends and neighbors who had once shunned her. They offered their support and apologies, ashamed that they had allowed themselves to be deceived for so long. Amidst the chaos, Evelyn, Naomi's close friend, approached hesitantly. "Naomi, I'm so sorry," she whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. "I believed her lies. I turned away from you." Naomi embraced Evelyn, her heart overflowing with forgiveness. "It's not your fault, Evelyn. We were all deceived. What matters now is that we stand together." In the days that followed, Malia's influence continued to crumble. Her once loyal followers began to drift away, disillusioned by her lies and manipulations. Some sought reconciliation with those they had hurt, while others quietly slipped away, ashamed of their complicity. David, Malia's son, found solace in Zaii's courage. He distanced himself from his mother's toxic influence, seeking to rebuild his life free from her paranoia and delusions. Despite the pain of their shared experience, he and Zaii formed a bond forged in adversity and mutual understanding. Naomi and Zaii, strengthened by their ordeal, found healing in their faith and the support of their community. They leaned on each other as they navigated the aftermath of Malia's deception, determined to rebuild their lives with integrity and grace. As for Malia, her once thriving church dwindled to a handful of loyalists who remained steadfast in their belief. She retreated into obscurity, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked ambition and false prophecy. Her name became synonymous with deception and betrayal, a stark reminder of the importance of discernment and truth. Years later, Naomi looked back on their journey with gratitude and humility. "We were tested, Zaii," she said one evening, her voice soft with emotion. "But through it all, our faith never wavered. God was with us." Zaii nodded, her eyes shining with pride for her mother's resilience. "We stood up to evil, Mom," she replied, her voice steady. "And we emerged stronger because of it." Their community, once fractured by lies and manipulation, emerged stronger and more united than ever before. They rallied around Naomi and Zaii, celebrating their courage and determination to seek justice and truth. In the end, Nakuru found healing in the aftermath of Malia's deception. The scars remained, a reminder of the pain they had endured, but they served as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of faith to overcome even the darkest of trials. And amidst the healing and reconciliation, Naomi and Zaii found peace in knowing that they had faced their greatest challenge together and emerged victorious. Their faith in God's guidance and their love for each other remained unshaken, a beacon of hope for their community and beyond. Zaii excelled in her exams and was accepted into a prestigious university, fulfilling the dreams she and her mother had worked so hard to achieve. Naomi continued her teaching with a newfound sense of purpose, sharing her story as a testament to the power of faith and resilience. This extended story captures the journey of Naomi, Zaii, and their community through deception, betrayal, and ultimately, redemption. It emphasizes themes of faith, resilience, and the power of standing up for truth in the face of adversity. Hey everyone, thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this story of courage and resilience, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. And hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever faced a situation where you had to stand up for the truth? How did you handle it? Let us know. Thanks again for watching, and remember, stay strong, stay faithful, and always seek the truth. See you in the next video.